What's up, y'all? This your boy Lando, aka the King of Film. This is my first video review that I'm gonna do. So today, the movie I chose to review is one of my personal favorites of all time, and it's probably one of my favorite horror movies ever. Today I'm reviewing Wes Craven's New Nightmare. For those of you all that haven't heard of it, it's a 1994 horror movie that was released in around October 94 to be exact. And it is the sixth sequel in the original Nightmare on Elm Street series. Well, I guess you could say it's only one film series, but if you count the remake that came out in 2010 that starred Jackie Earle Haley. But it's the sixth sequel in the original Nightmare on Elm Street series. In my review of it, my thoughts on it, it was a very, very well done horror movie. And I would probably honestly say it's probably one of the best and most underrated horror movies of the 90s. Not only that, it is my favorite sequel out of the whole series. And I'm going to tell you what I really liked about it. The first thing, I thought the acting was good. Robert Englund gave another great convincing performance as Freddy Krueger. And what I liked about this movie is that he goes back to his dark roots. And the character is written very darkly, just like how it was in the first movie. Because you know in the sequels, especially parts 3, 4, and 5, Freddy became real campy, became very humorous, and you didn't really take him serious. Well, I always took Freddy serious, but a lot of the fans and critics didn't take him seriously. But in this movie, he was just darker, he's just way more evil. And plus, what I really liked about the movie is that I really loved his whole look. I love how the way Freddy Krueger looked in the movie. I'd probably say out of this movie, and besides part 2, which is Freddy's Revenge, I'd probably say this movie had the best makeup design out of all the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. Like, he really truly looked scary. And plus, what I also liked about it, I love the way his voice sounded. It sounded just very dark and just evil. It gave me the creeps when I first seen it. Actually, this movie was the first Nightmare on Elm Street movie that I seen in the series. The writing, I thought the writing was good. The story was fresh. If you haven't seen the movie, or if you have seen it, you kind of know what I'm talking about. The story is fresh in the sense that it was still in the Nightmare on Elm Street universe. It was still that basic format, but it just brought a new twist to the story. I mean, basically the story was touched on reality versus what's unreal. I just like the whole movie within the movie setup. I thought that was handled very well. And the script was just good. It just touched on these things very well. And it was also, what a lot of people don't understand is, it was also a great social commentary on horror movies, its sequels, and the people that make these movies. I mean, it shows you that, you know, sometimes you might think things are real, or you make things for so long that it becomes real, even though it wasn't real before. And I just thought that aspect was very interesting of it in itself. And I thought the cinematography was good. The special effects were good. Heather Langenkamp, she gives another good performance. She actually plays herself in this movie. But, you know, I'm not going to ruin anything, but there are certain nods to the first Nightmare on Elm Street movie. And I just thought it was a well done horror movie that really got overlooked. I mean, it's my favorite of the Elm Street movies. I liked the musical score too, because it wasn't typical Nightmare on Elm Street music. Which the original score is iconic in its own self, but it just wasn't typical. And I like that aspect.